Read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the...
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, and I feel good today because we are here for a new episode of the NHL Insiders with TJ, the Big Maple himself, and Greg, Mr. Smackington, creator of the Mr. Smackington Report. We are here for round two. It is pretty much started. If this Boston-Toronto series could wrap it up, I could say this is round two episode. But we got one little tag-along game, so we got that, plus we got the round two games that are listed. We have been smashing this first round of the NHL playoffs. Really been crushing. Like the last 2 days, I'm up like 26 units. I know TJ has been smashing his. If you haven't seen his In 5 every morning, you need to check it out. Daily best bets in 5 minutes or less, and you will smash every day with that. And then you guys need to make sure you're checking out Mr. Smackington himself all across his socials for more great plays. But before we dig into today's picks, I got to tell you guys, if you're looking to take the next step in your sports career, you need to check out the Rhythm app. Rhythm will teach you how to build predictive sports models like nobody else can. They'll take you from A to Z in model building, and then if you want, you can even just tail their AI pre-built models, which have been smashing since March Madness, and they now have a new AI caddy, which predicts hole-by-hole live betting for golf tournaments, which is just unreal. They just predicted like a Scotty Scheffler win, which was like plus 600 before the tournament started. I mean, the Rhythm app is the place to go. They have a free subscription premium trial right now. Just click the link below, or you can use the free version, whatever you guys want. Super simple to sign up. Make sure you check it out. But TJ, Greg, you guys ready?
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right.
Big
So we have
tonight.
First game up. Toronto is taking on Boston. Game 7. TJ, I'm going to let you take this over. You're the Canadian. You're the Toronto guy. So let's hear what you like for this game.
Okay. So I'm super nervous for tonight. I'll admit. A lot of ghosts being, brought out tonight. You got Boston, who hasn't won an elimination game in 7 tries. And then you have Toronto, who hasn't won a game 7 in 6 tries. I think it might be 7 now, but I don't remember the number. I tend not to remember those numbers. Anyways, I'm staying away from the totals, the money line tonight. I mean, I'm taking my Leafs all the way, but I'm not going to jinx them here on this show. So I'm going to go with Charlie McAvoy over 2.5 block shots at minus 115. It's going to be a tight game tonight. Anything that's shot, the players are going to sacrifice everything they can to make sure that those pucks don't get to the net. In the 6 games in the series so far, he has 17 block shots. He's hit this number in 4 out of the 6 games. So I like him to do it again tonight, especially when the game's going to be really tight.
I like that. That's not a prop most people would usually block shots. But that's a really good one. I like that a lot. Greg, what are you on for this game 7? I know you got something.
Yes. I'm sorry. The momentum for sure definitely has shifted in this series. I'm with my boy TJ. I'm sorry. I'm all over the Leafs with the 1.5 just because it's game 7. But I'm pairing it with the under. I believe that the momentum shift here has been the Leafs decided to put Woll in the net. And despite what we know about Woll during the regular season, let's just say his fresh legs and alert eyes have been what's been saving the Leafs right now, and Bruins just don't know what to do with that. So I believe that due to the fact that Woll is in the net gives the Leafs the hell advantage today. So I'm taking the Leafs plus 1.5, and I still love the under 5.5. I just think that the way that both teams have been playing, it's about just who gets that first goal really to get it started. So I mean, luckily Toronto had took the lead and kept it. And I know Austin Matthews and McCann being, missing is bad, but Toronto ain't no quitters. And like I said, I love the momentum shift, so I'm all over the Maple Leafs plus 1.5 and the under plus 135.
I got to say, I'm going to be on the other side of this, you guys. I'm going
I knew you were going to take that smile off my face. I knew you were going to take this smile off my face.
TJ, I have to. Okay, I'll tell you, my official play for this is the under 5.5. As much as I want to say I think we'll see goals, they have proven me wrong time again in this series, so I'm going to go with the under 5.5. Didn't have an official play on this, but I got to ride with Boston here. It's just the injuries that Toronto have had have really mounted, some big problems for the team. Austin Matthews not being able to play, he's still questionable, but I doubt he's going to play for today, which really sucks for Toronto because you want to see Game 7, you want to see everyone at full strength, but that's not what's going to happen. But more so, it is the fact that it is so hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. And that's what the situation we have here. Boston's lost twice in a row. Now we're at Game 7. Boston has the talent, and I just don't think that they will get beat 3 times in a row by anybody, let alone a banged up Toronto team. So I will put this out there. If TJ decides to take a face-off and he wants to run back the last one, I am available. If not, it's okay. You can let me know by the end of the show. But
all I know is neither one wants to see Florida. Okay, that's all I know.
Yeah, after seeing this series, I think that whoever they take on next, when they take on Florida next, I think is going to be concerning. I think Florida has the weapons to kind of punish these teams.
They're going to the ECF.
Yeah. All right.
I disagree. I do. I think that Florida now has sat, and when you sit in the playoffs, you tend to come out in the next series flat, and whoever wins this game is going to get on Florida in the first 2, and then that'll dictate the series. I think if Toronto gets there, honestly, I'm not just, being a homer, Wall now is a lot of trouble for Florida. I think Toronto, the way they've learned to win 2-0, 2-1, and they're going to play that way. And they also learned to win without some big stars. So if those guys come back and they start putting in the net, that's just a little preference.
Well, TJ, I will say this, if this makes you a little happier, if Toronto was healthy, I'd be all over Toronto. So that's one of the only big things. So if they get through this round and they get healthy again, I think that they could give Florida a run for their money. I would think Boston would have more trouble with Florida in the next round. Moving on, though, Carolina, round 2, taking on the Rangers. Carolina minus 122 on the money line, over under set at 5.5 at plus 102. Greg, why don't you go ahead and start on this one?
Yeah, so I went and did a little research on it. I see that the Rangers really owned them overall in the last 10 games. Like I said, my boy Jared, man, he's been telling me how good the Rangers have been this year. And I was saying last show that I was probably going to ride the Rangers for this series. For this game 1, though, my play I'm taking is the over 5.5. I just think that both of these sides coming out, we've seen how Carolina let up late last games in the series. And we've seen how Rangers was doing pretty good in the net. So I expect them to at least be probably 2-2 by the second period. And then, we'll see probably 3-2, and then empty net will force the over.
Yeah, I like that too. These teams are really, as much as their defenses are good, their offenses are just as good, if not better, for both of these teams. Carolina stumbling a little bit against the Islanders gives me pause here, which makes me take the Rangers. I am all over the Rangers in this one, minus 108. Like Greg said, they have owned the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina is just 2-7. The last 9 games versus the Rangers. It's 3-7, I think, if you go back 10. Rangers right now 6-0 their last 6, 6-1 straight up their last 7 at home, and they're 5-2 straight up their last 7 at home when playing against Carolina. So I really like the Rangers here to get game 1. A little surprised on the line, so I'll take plus 102 all day long, which is what it's currently at. This game is actually tomorrow, so make sure you guys keep an eye out. But TJ, thoughts for you on this one?
Yeah, I just have one play in this as a player prop. I'm going to take Seth Jarvis over 0.5 point at minus 125. He plays on the first power play unit, second line, and he in the first series really lit it up. He had 7 points in the I think it was 5 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 7 points in the 5 games. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
For this series, though, a little look ahead is Carolina actually has some drama going on right now with their head coach. His camp, I'm thinking, speculating or whatever. I can't say the word right now.
Speculating.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Leaked that his contract was pulled off the table during the playoffs. He needs contract next year and he doesn't have one. There's no way that Carolina would have leaked this during this time. I think that only his party would have leaked it, and it's really just something for them to
rally behind.
Either rally behind their coach, or
saying,
you kind of know that he's not there next year. Kind of like I feel like you kind of look at it like they know he leaked it. So they're like, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean?
So
Like, what are you with us or are you not with us? Anyways,
I was gonna say, I feel the Carolina could look at it like, hey, we could do it without him or with him. I was just, the organization wise, whatnot. They might have a little bit more urgency, but that is a big blow.
Yeah, and it's definitely it's definitely something. When Toronto is writing in the paper, Brendan Moore's coming to Toronto already, and both teams are still in the playoffs. It's weird.
Yeah.
Another angle on this series though is I couldn't get it right now because it's tomorrow, so I'll have to wait until the day of. But I'm gonna take Carolina to get a power play goal in this a lot. New York only played 4 games against the Washington Capitals in the first series, and they had 17 penalties in those 4 games. So they're playing a little chippy right now. They got to clean it up.
Which is why I love the over.
Which is why I also like the New York Rangers in the game.
I will say, a great way to attack some of these series is what TJ's doing when it's really hard to pick a side in some of this. He's got a bunch of player props. So if you're thinking game script and how these games are going to flow, and you don't want to take a side or total, taking some of these game props like TJ does is a great way to attack some of these. So these are some great plays from TJ and, of course, Greg. But moving on, next game up is, hold on. Let me see.
Vegas and Dallas.
Keep this in order. Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah, thank you. Take on the Dallas Stars in a game 7. God, I want round 2 to start so bad, but we still have a couple of these games going. So, I'll tell you guys, I'm all over the Stars here. A little wishy-washy to start, but I really believe that they have the weapons, and I think they're destined for a Stanley Cup at least appearance this year. So I am totally riding Dallas here. They're 15-5 their last 20. I get that they are just 1-5 their last 6 games when playing at home against Vegas. Vegas has kind of dominated them at home, but I just think Dallas has the weapons, has the offensive firepower, and I think that the fact that they opened this series so strong, being able to put up goals, only holding, they've allowed only Vegas to score. Let me make sure I got this right. In the last 4 games, they've held Vegas to 2 goals, even while losing. They just lost 2-0 in the last one, but they've held them to 2 goals in the last 4 games, and I think that's going to shine through here. That defense is going to stay strong. And I think if Dallas hits 3 goals, I think first to 3 wins this game. I think Dallas will do it. TJ, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I'm going to take the under in this one. I'm going to take the under 5.5 at -120. I just think like you said, it's going to be a tight game. I didn't mention it in the first game for Boston, Toronto, but you're not going to get any power plays in these games. The refs are just going to keep their whistle in their pocket. They're going to let them play. So it's going to be some really grinded out, dirty in the corner. Who wants to go to the tough part of the ice? Who wants to win kind of game? So I'll take the under in it.
All right. Greg, I know you got one for this.
Yes, I'm all over Vegas money line. I just honestly feel that due to the shift change in this one from the last game, shutting out Dallas Stars at the pinnacle of their run right there, after they went on a nice little rant, that was a big shift for Vegas to see that they can still compete in this series. In their last 10 games, they've only shut Dallas out twice. Once in Dallas and then just the other day. So yes, I also still love the under, like you said. It's going to be a bang out on the glass, whatnot. Probably first to 3 does win. I'm just going to take Vegas to do that.
All right. Greg and I on opposite sides here, but that's what's so good about the NHL Insiders. So you get opinions on every which way, and you guys decide who you want to tail for this game 7 between Vegas and Dallas. But the next game up, and the last one here, round 2, game 1, Oilers versus Canucks. Oilers -130 on the money line. Vancouver +110. Over under set at 6. Oilers favored on the road here against the Canucks. TJ, I'm going to throw this one back to you to take over. So what do you like for this one?
Yeah, for this first game, I think it's going to be a bit of a feeler outer. I know there's a lot of goals by Edmonton in that first series. But I'm going to take the under 6.5 at -125. I just think that most games in the playoffs, you're getting this number at 5.5. So I'm going to get it at 6.5 and see what happens. Also, there's no player props out, but I'm always on a Leon Draisaitl over 1.5 points in the playoffs because he is a playoff horse.
I do have some player props. Let me see if I can get one for you for that.
I didn't
Nope.
have them in my books.
Nope, not
Yeah,
out
I was
yet.
gonna say.
No, it's got like who will score like 2 goals, 1 goal, 3 goals.
Oh, like series plays. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
We'll update you guys on the socials for some of these plays coming up. But this game isn't until the 7th, so we got some time for this one. So a couple days out, we'll make sure to crop this, make a reel out of it, and post TJ's play over top. So
It'll be a play on my N5 show for sure.
yeah, make sure you tune into N5. It's the best way to get TJ's best bets every single day in 5 minutes or less. But I'll tell you guys for this one, I really like Edmonton here, and I did take the over. I took over 6. I took a hard look at these. Like TJ just said, they're high-scoring games for some of them, and the Oilers and Canucks being able to put up more goals, not their opponents. The Oilers really dominated the Kings. Let the Kings creep back a little bit in some of these games. Like the last game, there was like 4-2 going into the third and ended up 4-3. Some dicey situations for the Oilers, but I really think that we'll at least see 6 goals in this one. I think that the offensive firepower is going to be able to break through the defenses for both of these teams. I just think that they are that much greater. Their offenses are that much greater than these good defenses that we'll be able to see at least some goals here. And I think worst case scenario, we catch a push. And then I really like Edmonton here. I think they too are destined for, a run to at least a conference final. And, as much as I have liked the Canucks all year and I've been riding them, and I would like to see them, advance too. I think they got a bad draw here with the Oilers, who are just so stacked as a team. Greg, what do you think about this one?
I have not been able to find anything on this series yet, so I'm gonna wait till I can confirm looking up both sides more thoroughly like I want to. I will say this though, depending on who's goalie for the Canucks, because we already know Skinner is not leaving the net. Okay. Depending on if it's Demko or Silvos, yes, Silvos did look good his last 2 games. I would believe that they would want to keep going and riding that Silvos wave. The Canucks, I mean. But yeah, I haven't really seen the history of these two yet to know for sure what I would like. Being both Canadian teams, they really play each other so much. They really probably know each other more than we would think they would know each other. So I can't really say for sure what I would do besides saying in the series win. I probably for sure take Edmonton -1.5 to win the series. They're who I like to make it to the Stanley Cup out the West.
All right.
I see them and the Panthers making to the conference finals. So
that's a good future to still put on there. You can still get a good one. What's up, TJ?
Demko practiced and skated actually the last yesterday when they had a morning skate. He was out there practicing and skating. They said he was week to week, so I don't know if he'll start the series, but I think we're going to see him in the series. So, I'm a little bit worried about taking a number until you find out that. But hey, if he's in the net, I'm loving my under.
If I could just tell you guys, the last 4 meetings between these two teams, all Canucks wins. Canucks won 3-1, 6-2, 4-3, and 8-1. Those are the last 4 matchups between these two teams. Only one in 2024, April 13th. Canucks won 3-1. All the others were November 6th of 2023, October 14th, and October 12th. So I think they played a home and home.
Those would all, except for one game, be under a different coach then for Edmonton.
Oh,
because they fired their coach. Yeah. So I wouldn't look into those too much. As soon as a coach switch happens, I just don't look back.
Skinner and what's his name was flopping to the net, so they didn't even.
Campbell, yeah. I wouldn't look at Edmonton's start of the season numbers. They were the worst team in the league almost, and then all of a sudden they're the best.
At the very
I get that.
Edmonton wants revenge, so think about it like that.
For sure. All right.
And in Canada, we're just very disappointed that 2 Canadian teams are playing each other because we want the cup.
Right. Yeah, you guys are eliminating yourselves. A very
30
years thing to do.
30 years. We haven't had that cup come up here in 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm 35 years old. I can't even remember the last time.
Well, maybe you'll get there this year, but probably not. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, let's go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good.
What was that, Greg?
I said Edmonton will be the only one to make it.
Yeah, listen, I think I think that is a total possibility. I do think TJ really could get a Canadian team in there, so we will be rooting for that for TJ. But hey, that is all the bets out there. So let's go ahead and recap our best bets. TJ, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to take tonight Charlie McAvoy over 2.5 block shots at -115. Then we're going to go to the Carolina-New York series. I'm going to take Seth Jarvis over 0.5 point at -125. And then Vegas at Dallas under 5.5 at -120. And then Edmonton at Vancouver under 6.5 -125.
All right. And Greg, what are you on for your best bets?
Yes, sir. For sure. We got the Boston and Toronto same game parlay. I'm taking Toronto +1.5, and I'm going to take the under 5.5 +138. And then I'm going to roll on over to the Rangers and Canes game 1 for the over 5.5. And I'm going to close it out with the Vegas money line on the road +125. As of right now, it might change tomorrow or whatnot, but as of right now, if you catch it a little early, you get a little bit more juice.
All right, TJ, I'm sorry, I forgot to say, where can everyone find you and your stuff?
They can find me on X at TJ Parker CO6 and on the Pick Management Network on In 5 every day, 5-minute show.
Yeah, we
5 minutes or less.
Yeah, you can actually find that show in a lot of places. We do live streams with that on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, on you name it. We put that show out everywhere. So make sure you guys are checking it out. It's a great way to start your day with some winners. And Greg, tell everyone where they can find you.
Yes, right now Instagram, Buku_living billionaires, or you can go to the search bar, type in Smackington, I'll pop right up. And on X, you can find me at Buku561.
Yep, make sure you guys sign up for that Smackington report. That too is a great way to get some winners on a daily basis. And we're going to be hooking Greg up. We're going to be elevating his stuff into the Discord and getting him more involved across the Pig Management Network. But let me give you guys my best bets, and we will get you out of here. I am on Boston, Toronto under 5.5, the Rangers -108, Dallas -147, Edmonton, Vancouver over 6, and Edmonton on the money line -145. You guys can find me here on the NHL and NBA Insiders, the MLS Insiders with Lowell Larson, and Betting the Pitch Europe, which we are still looking for a new name for with me and Ash. I mentioned this yesterday. I think Life's a Pitch is a good one. You know, a little play like, you know, a little soccer, life's a bitch, life's a pitch kind of thing. But if you guys have any ideas for a new name for the show, make sure you leave it in the comments. We'll figure out some kind of giveaway for you guys if we decide to pick your name for the new soccer betting show. Otherwise, that'll do it here for the NHL Insiders. Make sure you follow me across all socials at Pick Management. We will see you later.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still